Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make these. Now let me show you. I'm going to do an extreme close-up. Aren't they fab? These are using using the new sticker stencils that Lavinia Stamps have just brought out, and we've made her a traditional Lavinia hare, a moonlit hare. Isn't she lovely? I don't know why she's a she, but I'm telling you, she's a she. Come with me, let me show you how they're done. Okay, so we've got some Sizzix shrink plastic here and the Hare sticker stencil from Lavinia Stamps. With the shrink plastic, if you use the white side of the plastic, then that will accept the ink. The other side won't. Okay, so I'm just drawing round the hare shape. There we go. Fab. And that leaves me with the shape that I want to cut out. But I'm now going to show you what I'm going to do. I am going to use the end of a Posca pen and draw around just at the top of the head. And that's where I'm going to make the loop for the earring. Using a pair of Sizzix scissors. That's not easy to say. Sizzix scissors. I cut that out. And now what I've done is I've turned it over onto that side. I tell you never to use the shiny side, because I want my hairs facing the opposite way to each other. So I've stuck that sticker stencil on the opposite side, traced around it, and I'm going to cut it out. Now I have just used a normal pencil. It doesn't show up that well on the video, but trust me, I can see where I'm cutting. And then turned it over. You can see that I can see it there now. It's probably a bit better that way round. Using a Posca pen again, just the end, going around the top. There's my circle for my guide for when I come to punching it. And I'm just going to cut it out so that it's an easier shape for me to go around. And just taking some of the weight off. So I'm cutting the big bits, not the little fluffy tail and things like that, just yet. She says, promptly doing exactly what I said I wasn't doing. Okay. Hey ho. So yeah, we're just cutting out the hair shape. I have done this super speedy because I didn't really think you'd want to be watching me in my go slow mode. But slowly, slowly, the hair will come to light and you'll be able to see what we're working with. And that's that back leg there, that funny little shape, which we will be colouring darker to place it further away from the foreground. Okay, see, so now we have a pair of hares. I'm sure there's a proper name for that. Anyway, now we're going to do some hair colouring. I wanted to say that because it sounded like hair on the head, you know. Anyway, so here we go with light blue Sparkly Posca pen. And I'm using one of our watercolour brushes from the larger set. And I've sprayed some water onto my craft mat. And I'm just dipping into that to help spread the colour. So I've also got the darker blue, which is just called Blue Sparkly Posca, and I'm using that to colour the head and the ears and to give us a little bit of shading around the back and along the paws. Now I'm obviously leaving, or trying to leave, the space around the fluffy tummy and the little tail, just doing the ends of the ears as well. You can get more definition later on. But there we go with that lighter blue again. It's a lovely sparkly blue. But this is going to be a little bit too wet for me, so pretty soon I will do something rather peculiar. Here we go. So just getting any old scrap piece of paper, I've just lifted a print to take some of the colour off, because we know with this that colour intensifies as it dries. So you can see there is still a colour there. So I've just got the white Posca pen and I'm doing the fluffy hairy chest. Excuse me. Now I was about to do the eye, but I'm going to do something a little peculiar. I'm using the Divine stencil and just using that circle and dot to give us that shape. I think that's just lovely. So there we go. Fluffy hairy chest and tummy and tail and the inner ear. And here we go with that eye again. Eye. Fab. Use it as a guide, and then once you know where it is, you can happily go over it. Yeah? There we go. All right. So I'm going in with a black Posca pen. I'm just going around the eye. You may have noticed as well, off shot, I've obviously coloured in that strange black leg. I say strange, I don't mean strange, but it just needs to be put in its place, otherwise it could be rather confusing. There we go. So I'm just using a little bit of violet sparkly Posca on the ends of the ears, on the nose. Around the tail, just for a little bit of definition. And that will of course intensify as we shrink it. Okay. It's shrinking time! Hurrah! So just pop it on a piece of paper and use something to hold it down. And set your heat tool on it, and slowly but surely your little hair will get darker and also turn itself over. Now, I don't know whether it's the shape, but I think it just, both of them wanted to do that to me. So once it looks like it's not going to go any smaller, stamp it down. So with an old sketchbook or something heavy. And I've just got the white Posca pen out and I'm tidying up that eye. I'm going to add some finishing touches. So I've got my violet Posca pen and some black and a dabber, and I'm just going to go around the outside, colour in that loop that we made. And I'm just dabbing on the outside edge. Around the nose. Just gives us a little bit more definition and helps the moonlit hair to pop. So once that's dry, I've turned it over and I've got a Zig two-way glue pen. And I'm just literally colouring the whole back in. And I'm going to be using some fab foil, silver. But first, I'm going to use my heat tool and just warm that glue up to the point that it becomes sticky like a sticker with my Ranger heat tool. Thank you. And there we go. Down goes the fab foil. Burnish it with the back of your thumb. They do say with a burnishing tool, but I just use a thumb and a finger. One finger, one thumb, keep moving. I'm sure there's a song in that, but I daren't sing it. There we go. So that's our back, and that's going to give us a bit of bling. You can always tidy it up a little bit if you feel that there are bits that are missing and you want it to look better than that. Better is probably the wrong word, but I've just decided to fill in some gaps. But I wouldn't be too fussy, you know, the distressed vintage look is very in. Fab. And now I was experimenting with a slightly different angle, as you can see. I'm not sure about it. It sort of makes me feel a little seasick. So I might not do this again. So I apologise in advance. Now I have got one of the Sizzix sequin sets, the bluey tone. I have no idea what the name is. I will pop it in the links. And I'm adding some of the pale blue beads and some sequins just around either side of my moonlit hare. And that, on a hoop, is how it looks. And I rather like it. There we go. They're rather sweet. Well done, everybody. You did it. Hurrah! Well, I thoroughly enjoyed making these. I think they're fab. They're not teal. Let me just make that clear. I know I might have something about that colour, but these are just a lovely shade of blue with a touch of purple and a lot of sparkle, which is ideal for this time of year, which is of course coming up to that festive season. So if you're looking for something to make, these are a lovely, totally original little hare. I think they're fab. But if you don't want to make them into earrings, you know, you can make them into a pendant or even a brooch. Simple. Anyway, enough chat from me. Thank you so much for coming along and watching how we made these, and maybe even having a go. That would be fabulous. Any comments you'd like to make about the video, please don't hesitate to pop them in the post below. I'll do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as possible. If you have any questions about this video, please do pop them in and I will answer them somehow. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon. Take care. Bye.